Good morning. This is Suhana and you're watching Chitkara News. Let's begin the bulletin with today's headlines. Old buildings not compatible to fire safety norms. Liquor factory in Chandigarh catches fire. 20% rise in stubble burning cases as compared to last year in Punjab. Health condition of people worsens. Chandigarh's vehicular density at its peak. Administration grapples to meet parking requirements. Smart bikes turn to fail. Municipal corporations' efforts go downhill. Now, news in detail. Following an electric short circuit, a massive fire broke out in a liquor factory in industrial area Phase 1 Chandigarh on Thursday. 3 factory workers were badly injured. The remains of the building have been declared unsafe and unstable by the Fire and Emergency Service Department. The factory was in violation of building bylaws as per the National Building Code 2016 with minimum to no fire safety measures.
On Thursday, October 27, a massive fire broke out in a liquor factory in industrial area Phase 1 Chandigarh. The 3-story building of Batra Breweries and Distilleries Private Limited was completely engulfed in fire. The fire started during lunchtime around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Adjacent 3 buildings were evacuated immediately and 3 workers were injured. The probable cause of the fire is said to be a short circuit during a motor repair. However, the nearby people reported a loud noise similar to a blast when the fire started.
लेकिन हम सामने ही खड़े थे, गेट खुला था और आग की लपटें अपना टैंकर फटते हुए देखा, आग की लपटें देखी हमने, बस इतना ही देखा, उसी से आग लग गई।
हम काम कर रहे थे यहीं पे, तो वहाँ धमाका हुआ वैसे आग लग गई एकदम।
ये ना मशीन से लगी है, जिस तरह करंट की जो मशीन होती है, करंट की मशीन से लगी हुई है। ये जैसे ऑन कर गए ना, ऑन में ही लग गई आग। नहीं, मेरी मम्मी काम करती थी।
Around 15 people were trapped in the building during the fire. Many cracks have appeared and the smoke is still visible from the factory. The fire department has rendered the building unstable and unsafe. The machinery in the building was old, yet workers claim that they were in good condition and were maintained regularly. After this incident, all the factory workers are rendered jobless with no guarantee or security from the building owner.
नुकसान का हो रहा, मेरा 1.5-2 महीना की तनख्वाह दबी है। हाँ।
तो अभी कब तक बोले कि कब तक काम शुरू होगा?
अभी नहीं शुरू होगा, पता नहीं कब शुरू होगा, कुछ बताए नहीं रहा है।
मेरा तो हो गई, मेरे को 7 साल इसी में करते
काम। ऐसे मेरे सब लोग
हाँ 7 साल हो गए काम करते। कभी ऐसा हादसा हुआ? नहीं, कभी नहीं, पहली बार हुआ है, पहली बार हुआ।
More than 15 fire tenders were dispatched from 5 cities including Chandigarh, Panchkula, Mohali, Zirakpur and Derabasi. It took more than 24 hours for the firemen to control the fire. The factory was found in violation of the building bylaws as per National Building Code 2016, which requires building to have measures for fire prevention and protection and life safety.
Almost जो जितने भी जो इस फायर स्टेशन के अलावा जो 6 फायर स्टेशन थे, वहाँ से सारी की सारी गाड़ियाँ आ गई। इवन कि जब फायर की भयावहता को देखते हुए पंचकुला फायर स्टेशन, पंचकुला हरियाणा से, और डेराबसी, जीरकपुर और मोहाली से भी 4-5 गाड़ियाँ वहाँ पे उनके जो ऑफिसर्स हैं उनके नेतृत्व में यहाँ पे फायर फाइटिंग के लिए पहुँची थी।
In the last few years in the Tri-City area, many massive fire incidents have taken place. In June 2022, the furniture market of Sector 53 Chandigarh caught fire. In September, Panchkula Sector 9 Ready Market was reduced to ashes. In the year 2020, 3 girls died in a fire in a PG facility in Sector 32 despite the fire safety measures. From 2016 to 2021, PGI has reported 385 fire incidents. The conflict comes in the city's old architectural structures and building not being compatible with the new safety measures and policies, as 40 to 50 years old buildings do not follow the designs according to the safety norms. After the successful effort from fire and emergency services from Chandigarh, Tri-City, Zirakpur and Derabasi, the massive fire breakout in the liquor factory was brought under control. The cause of the fire is said to be a short circuit, but nearby people reported a noise similar to of a blast. However, the workers also claimed that the machinery was in good condition. Chandigarh has had a history of massive fire breakouts, and what is concerning is that old architectural structures are not compatible or fast moving to implement latest safety norms or new policies. It is yet to be determined that what is the Chandigarh administration is willing to do to make the city safe from more fire breakouts. With camera person Nimisha Kapoor, Deepshikha, Chitkara News.
For more information on this, we have our reporter Deepshikha with us. Deepshikha, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Suhana.
Deepshikha, do tell our audience what is the status of the building now and what caused this huge breakout?
Well, Suhana, after burning for straight 2 days and, after the constant effort of the fire brigade and the police force, the fire was brought under control after more than 24 hours. The building now has huge cracks around the surrounding area is filled by broken glass, bottle caps, probably broken by the heat of the fire. Meanwhile, the building has been rendered unstable and unsafe, and the fire and emergency services have allowed no one to enter the premises for people's safety. However, the cause of fire is still remains a mystery. The probable cause is said to be a short circuit during a motor repair, but it is yet to be determined whether it was due to negligence of the administration or was it generally because of a short circuit. Suhana.
Deepshikha, can you tell me, has the factory workers been given any assurance for relief? Are they provided any relief?
Yes, Suhana. So after talking to a couple of workers, we found out that they have been provided with no assurance and no aid for relief from either the owner or the government or any sort of relief for coming days, and they are left with no earning whatsoever. They do not know how to find their earnings, and they are even unsure of when the work will actually start.
Could you tell us why the buildings are not compatible with the fire safety norms, Deepshikha?
Yes, Suhana. So basically, in a city like Chandigarh, which is a union territory, the implementation of new laws and policies is so fast that the old infrastructure, the old architectural structure is not compatible or it's not feasible for these buildings to comply with new policies. The buildings that goes back to 40-50 years when these policies didn't even exist and no such provisions were there for the buildings to implement in their premises. Thus, many buildings in the Tri-City do lack fire safety systems, installments, or any sort of safety gears or any other disaster management facilities. That is purely because that the buildings or the infrastructure is not prepared for the new policies as fast as they're coming. Also because it also includes a lot of finance and lot of renovation. So it mostly is a question between whether a person wants to do it or whether the person wants to stick to the old infrastructure altogether. So it's a huge contradiction between administration wanting to find a safe way out for everyone, and while how does everyone else try to implement it? Suhana.
Important information. And coming on to our next news story, we have stubble burning is one of the major problems coming up in the Punjab region of the country. Punjab records 8,147 incidents from September 15 to October 27. There is a 20% increase in stubble burning cases as compared to last year. Stubble burning is also a major reason for several health issues across the country. However, the farmers expect the people and the government to understand their perspective as well. Stubble burning has been a practice that is quite prevalent in the Punjab region of the country. Stubble burning has been affecting several people around the country in terms of health aspects. Going and exploring into the region and exploring into the farmlands, we have actually talked about stubble burning and what is the side of the farmers regarding the same. Let us know more about it. Stubble burning is the practice of setting the straw stubble on fire after harvesting. It is a practice widely prevalent in the Punjab region of the country. Stubble burning has been the primary reasons of air pollution engendered in the country. The government has even introduced several fines regarding the preservation of environment and against stubble burning. Stubble burning has been on a 20% rise as compared to last year. There has been a rise in 8,127 cases from September 15 to October 27. The number is greater as compared to last year. However, talking to Mr. Ashish, who is an agriculture expert in the nearby region of Rajpura, who holds around 3 to 4 farmlands, has changed our perspective. It has made several of us to think whether the farmers are only to be blamed for the stubble burning practice and the air pollution caused. What is the reason behind them involving in such a practice? There are different stories to every aspect. Let us have a look. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, kindly render your opinion regarding stubble burning in Punjab.
I feel it's a very good initiative taken by the government of India to start ethanol projects on stubble. But the point is that on the ground, there are very few people who actually come here and pick up the stubble. So because of that, farmer does not have an option but to burn it. But I feel a lot of people are really working, or the farmers are working. They are using super seeder to use that's only used for wheat. But other crops, they don't have an option but to burn the stubble. So I feel government should take some more initiatives so that
In order to help them.
so that the stubble can be picked up in a very fast way so that farmers can get benefited, and they should not be blamed for the reason that they are burning the stubble.
Okay, sir. So what do you think? What is the other side of the story? As in, you told there are other methods wherein we can hold stubble, right?
Yeah.
So what are the other methods?
The other methods are that if the farmer gets some more benefits out of using it in the soil itself, because it increases the fertility of the soil only. But the whole point is that because the time frame between the two crops is so small, that he doesn't have an option but to burn it, because it takes a lot of time to actually get degraded, then get into the soil, and a lot of fertilizers can be managed because of this. But it's all the work of timing, because farmer cannot wait because if he has to put crop at the right time, then only he gets the yield, and if he is not able to do that, then you know what will happen.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. As we have gone inside and explored the farmlands, we have got to know that there are two sides to every coin. Talking to the agriculture expert, we got to know that stubble burning is indeed bad, but what is the farmer's take on it, and why are they forced to practice it? Now the question is, how is the government going to react, and how is the government ready to understand the farmer's perspective as well? Ending with this is me, Suhana, with cameraman Aviral. Keep watching Chitkara News. Chandigarh is struggling to cope up with an acute and worsening parking problem. Having a car ownership density of 731 per 1,000 persons, that is the highest in the country, doubling the figure of Punjab and 3 times as compared to Haryana. Even after the existence of pay-to-park system, which are expected to be more organized, parking lots are bursting at the seams. The municipal corporation is motivated to implement the smart parking model in the city so as to ensure hassle-free parking experience, and the trial on pilot basis has begun as the tenders are set to renew in November.
Owing to urbanization and more population than the city was ever planned to have, Chandigarh now has the highest density of car ownership in the country, which currently stands at 731 per 1,000 people, leading to car parking being a big problem for the residents. Despite the residents of the city paying a fair share of their income to avail the parking services, the administration still finds itself in a constant scrimmage to ensure the availability of parking space. The current spaces for parking are inadequate to meet this rising vehicular density, consequently leading to skirmishes between people and criminal incidents motivated by it. Every parking lot faces a similar set of problems like lack of manpower on ground, which results in heedless attitude of people towards parking. The cars are parked haphazardly, blocking the road. Sometimes two-wheelers are parked in place of four-wheelers, leading to people brawling with each other. Madhya Marg witnesses the most influx of vehicles on a daily basis, as it includes some of the busiest sectors of the city like sectors 7, 8, 9, 22, 26, 35 and more, which are commercial and entertainment hubs of the city, as they are home to numerous offices, restaurants, bars and shopping centers. With a paid parking system in each of these sectors, the parking lots still receive more vehicles than it can cater to. The parking situation has surely gone downhill over the years, especially in sectors that have restaurants, malls and coaching centers. We do whatever we can, but all of these are temporary measures. The best solution to this problem can be offered by the authorities alone. Maybe a replica of models like that in Sector 8 and 17 of underground and multi-level parking can ease the burden on regular parking lots. Since the cars have outnumbered the average slots of parking in the parking lots in Chandigarh, during the ground visit it was seen that the vehicles were parked anywhere space could be found. The no parking signboards were being openly repudiated as these areas were swamped with vehicles. Cars had been left unattended on roadsides despite of the banners of warning that the vehicle will be towed if found parked wrongly. It made no difference in people's parking behavior. The implementation of smart parking features seems too far to be achieved seeing the current condition of parking. The only doable solution to this problem seems to have more underground multi-level parking spaces, which already seems to be under work as Sector 43 has got a green signal for the same earlier this year. Chandigarh, the city beautiful that is known for its planning, is now overburdened with population that has also shown a sharp increase in the vehicular density in the city. Despite having designated parking areas in each sector, the parking lots are facing a huge problem in accommodating and catering to two-wheelers as well as four-wheelers. This entire parking menace has led to issues like traffic jams and parking disputes amongst people due to nonsensical parking behavior. It is no secret that Chandigarh now is home to more vehicles that it could ever cater to, but it is yet to be seen what the authorities have to do about it and have to say about it and what solutions they offer. This is Muskan Sharma reporting for Chitkara News with camera person Atrit Sharma.
For more information of this, on this, we have our reporter Deepshika with us. Deepshika, are you able to hear us?
Yes, Suhana.
Deepshika, can you tell our audience what is the parking system in Chandigarh and how is it managed?
Well, Suhana, basically in the Tri-City, the parking system has been divided into two zones, Zone 1 and Zone 2. And basically every year, the tenders and the contracts of these parking lots are being renewed. Currently, the tenders are with RSVP and Paschatya, and the next 5-year tender is awaiting to be renewed in this November. Suhana.
Deepshika, why is it that some parking lots have pay to park system while others do not? Can you tell our audience about that?
Yes, Suhana, Chandigarh has one of the busiest traffic in the whole country. So basically the busiest sectors of the city have the paid parking. Although every sector in Tri-City or every sector in the city has a parking lot or has multiple parking lots, but areas like where malls are, eating joints are, those are the areas which have the busiest which has the busiest traffic, and thus the paid parking in those areas.
How are the authorities planning to fight with the scarcity of parking lots in comparison to rise in vehicles in the city?
Yes, Suhana. So if we talk about stats, Suhana, Chandigarh has most owned vehicle by a personal, and which actually stand at 731 per 1,000 people, which is a huge amount. And to tackle this, the Chandigarh administration wants to implement smart parking systems and multi-level parking systems and parking lots, like making a replica of that in Sector 17. And the good thing is that a step towards this has already been taken by the administration by giving a green signal and a green flag to the same project in Sector 43. Suhana.
After a couple of years of Smart Bikes initiative, it seems that idea is not going according to the plan. Due to mismanagement and irregular maintenance by the authorities and civil misconduct, most of the cycles seem damaged and in bad conditions. People have to face unwanted inconvenience because of the Smart Bikes app as well.
Chandigarh Municipal Corporation, with assistance of UT Administrator VP Singh Badnoor, launched the Smart Bike Initiative in December 2020, a part of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs' ambitious Smart Cities mission. The Smart Bike Initiative was launched to promote cycle-friendly neighborhoods. However, by the approaching second anniversary of the initiative, it seems to be going downhill. While most of the stands in and around Chandigarh have cycles, their condition is questionable. Torn seats, broken parts, and overall poor maintenance is very evident. We came across at least one cycle stand every 1.5 kilometers across the city, but almost every cycle had some issues. Apart from the cycles, the main problem also lied with the application to unlock the bikes. The smartphone app identified the QR and even deducted the money, but bikes still stood locked. Here's an experience shared by one of the users.
इसमें इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स है, इतने इश्यूज़ हैं कि पेमेंट ऐड करो, पेमेंट ऐड नहीं हो रही, किसी का अनलॉक कर रहे हैं हम लोग अनलॉक नहीं हो रहा। एंड सेकेंडली नेटवर्क का जैसे पेटीएम से हम ऐड कर रहे हैं मनी, वो नहीं हो रही। तो इस रिगार्डिंग काफ़ी इश्यूज़ फेस करने पड़ते हैं, जिसकी वजह से 10 to 15 मिनट्स जहाँ हम सोचते हैं कि हम अपना टाइम सेव करें, उसके अलावा हमारे ये टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है।
Like every coin has two sides, people do rely on these cycles, like delivery persons or health freaks. But almost 2 years into the online age, when we come across problems as mundane as maintaining a user-friendly app interface, the motivation certainly gets affected. We talked to Mr. Sanjeev, one of the officials at Chandigarh Smart City Limited.
देखिए मेन प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है, जो हमारे सिटीजन्स हैं वो इस इनिशिएटिव को सीरियसली नहीं ले रहे हैं। उनकी तरफ से बहुत लापरवाही बरती जा रही है। जो ये इनिशिएटिव था साइकिल फॉर चेंज गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जो लाया गया था, उसका मेन मोटिव ये था कि जो मेट्रो सिटीज़ में बढ़ता पॉल्यूशन है उसको कम किया जाए और जो पर्सन्स हैं सिटीजन्स हैं उन्हें मोटिवेट किया जाए एक इको फ्रेंडली व्हीकल की तरफ, जो कि उनके लिए हेल्दी भी है और हेल्थ बेनिफिट भी साथ में लाता है, क्योंकि ये फिजिकल उनके जो वर्कआउट है उसको करने का मौका देता है, एक जो इतने उनका बिजी शेड्यूल होता है उसमें। लेकिन क्या है, लोग अपनी लापरवाही बरत रहे हैं और व्हीकल को डैमेज हो रहा है, उसे उसकी सही स्पॉट पे नहीं पार्क करते हैं, उसे जहाँ तहाँ छोड़ देते हैं। ये बहुत बड़ी लापरवाही है। गवर्नमेंट को चाहिए कि गवर्नमेंट अथॉरिटीज़ को कि इस पे ध्यान दें और ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई करें, पेनल्टी लगाएं और इस इनिशिएटिव को सक्सेसफुल बनाएं। और लोगों को भी मेरी यही राय रहेगी कि अपनी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज अच्छी तरीके से निभाएं।
While Smart Bike Initiative was a very eco-friendly, health-friendly and tech-friendly idea, its poor maintenance has certainly left a bad taste in common people's mouth. Taxpayers' money being used to set up such ideas is a big yes, but at the same time letting it all go down the drain due to carelessness and incompetency of authorities is a big no. This is Atrish Sharma for Chitkara News with camera person Muskan Sharma.
That's all for today's bulletin. Have a nice day.